Good afternoon, Cross Timbers. Today is October 20th, 2015, and this is Texan TV News from Tarleton State University campus in Stephenville, Texas, and I am Kaitlyn Shaw. In today's headlines, wildfires in Texas become more contained. A former Olympic runner is put on parole. Drone operators face new legal requirements. A famous former Tarleton Texan was on campus for homecoming, and the Blue Jays take Game 3 of the American League Championship Series. In regional news, the Associated Press reports that the wildfires in Bastrop, Texas are now 60% contained. About 275 firefighters have assisted in the efforts of fighting the wildfire, and there has been at least 7 aircrafts used to dump water and fire retardant on the Hidden Pines fire. Officials said that they are prepared and are confident that they can hold the line and continue to fight the mighty blaze. The United States Air Force has joined efforts with the fire departments and is helping in the efforts of getting the entire fire contained as soon as possible. There have been no injuries reported, but some 4,600 acres, 50 homes, and 7 businesses have been lost. As of Sunday, many people were allowed to return to their properties. In international news, former Olympic runner Oscar Pistorius was granted parole as of Monday night. He was convicted in 2013 for homicide against his girlfriend, Riva Steenkamp. Here is the Associated Press for more.
After spending just 10 months behind bars for fatally shooting his girlfriend in 2013, former Olympic runner Oscar Pistorius is out of prison. A South African official confirming Monday night that Pistorius has been paroled. Under South African law, an offender sentenced to 5 years or less can be released after serving as little as 1/6 of the term. Pistorius was convicted of culpable homicide for the killing of Riva Steenkamp in his home. Throughout the trial, he maintained he thought she was an intruder and killed her by mistake. Prosecutors say Pistorius shot her intentionally during an argument. Still, Pistorius could face additional jail time if he's convicted of murder on appeal, a minimum of 15 years. Under his current parole, he'll live under a number of restrictions and still be required to receive psychotherapy. It's not clear where or with whom he is staying. Robert Bumstead, Associated Press.
5 years.
In national news, drone owners are now asked to register their aircraft with the FAA. The reason behind this is that the FAA wants to assist authorities when they are tracking down vehicles that are operating illegally in national airspace. For more on the story, we turn to the Associated Press.
Registration will help us enforce the rules against those who operate unsafely by allowing the FAA to identify the operators of unmanned aircraft. We can take enforcement action as necessary to protect the airspace for everyone. If unmanned aircraft operators break the rules, clearly there should be consequences. But in fact, there can be no accountability if a person breaking the rules can't be identified. Registration will now allow us to identify them. The reality is that the signal we're sending today is that when you enter the national airspace, it's a very serious matter. This isn't riding your ATV on your own property. This is actually going into the space where other users are also occupying that space. And it is a matter of responsibility that we will take seriously. And again, there are penalties that are associated with failure to do so.
In campus news, last week was homecoming week, and as the Tarleton Texans were at the tailgate, they got a chance to see Luke Wade, famous country singer, live before the game. Rachel Tuggle of Texan TV News got a chance to sit down with a one-on-one interview with Luke.
Hi everyone, this is Texan TV News. I'm Rachel Tuggle. I'm here with Luke Wade today, who is a Tarleton graduate. So Luke, tell us about your experience here when you were in college.
When I was in college, what part of my experience would you, I mean, there was so many different things. I remember whenever KTRL first started, and they were in the top building of that, the top floor of that building over there. I remember when this didn't exist. I remember, walking up and down the stairs here in the Humanities building. I remember grabbing coffee in the Dick Smith Library.
What all were you involved in here?
What was I involved in? The KTRL, the radio, and I did try to think early on what all did I do. Oh, the planetarium. I worked at the Tarleton Planetarium. I give star talks to kids, and I programmed the planetarium shows.
Oh.
And let's see, what else did I do? Worked out at the observatory some. But I started touring, I guess, when I was 20. So it was like my sophomore year.
What is your favorite tradition for homecoming week?
It's like the way that they take shifts and bang on the drum until it like melts into nothing from being hit so many times. I thought that was pretty cool.
Okay, I've heard a lot about what you're doing this week for Breast Cancer Awareness Month with the Susan G. Corman and doing a song with Mia Z. Could you tell us about that a little bit?
Well, yeah, I did a song with Mia Z from The Voice called Ain't the Mountain High Enough. It's a song that was originally released, I believe it was in the 70s. And the 100% of all the proceeds from the sales go to Susan.
So you're on tour right now, and where are you heading after this?
We've been on tour pretty much the whole year. This is the end. So, doing, I've got Billy Bob's on Thanksgiving, and I'm doing the Red Dirt pub crawl to Ireland in December. I'm trying to think. I think those are like the only club shows that we have.
Awesome. This is Texan TV News, and I'm Rachel Tuggle. Y'all have a good day.
In sports news, the Blue Jays returned home and stormed back against the Kansas City Royals with a 6-run third inning to win 11-8. Despite being out-hit 15-11 by the Royals, Toronto got the win in the first ALCS game in Toronto since 1993. The Blue Jays in Kansas City play today at 3:07 p.m. for Game 4 of the ALCS. And now the weather, courtesy of weather.com. The high for today is 84 degrees and the low is 63 degrees. During the day, expect mostly sunny skies with winds at 10 miles per hour. Going into the night, there will be a 20% chance of rain. Today's broadcast was produced by Renee Warner, Mark Smith, and Jordan Palmer. Don't forget to tell your friends about us and become a fan of Texan TV News on Facebook. I am Kaitlyn Shaw. Tune in tomorrow for the latest news from Tarleton State University campus in Stephenville, Texas.